Good evening. I feel like my face looks like huge or something. Happy Thursday, everyone. April here. I just got home from Betty Marler, or ROP, and got the kids down and want to come on as promised and give a little update of the night in the last week. So I'm trying to think of what to share, and sorry that it's been a long day. I mean, I've been up for like 14 hours, out of the house 12 hours ago, so just forgive my crazy look going on. So I guess I just want to continue to educate the audience about what I'm learning when I go behind bars. And just, there's so much to learn, and if you're anything like me, you don't know anything about this side of the system and how things work. And so I will just continue to share with you what I learned along the way. And so a little bit of information. As I said before, on the campus where ROP is at, there is also a detention center. So it's one of the only detention centers for basically the West Slope for juveniles. So most juveniles that get in trouble end up going here. As far as, Denver, basically the whole West Slope of Colorado, they end up being, once they're arrested, taken to Mount View, which is the detention center for guys and girls, where they will then do the intake process and assess the juveniles on like 5 different things. And the assessment determines kind of the best program that they should be in and where they should end up going. And so Betty Marler is one of the places that the girls can get committed to, and it's one of the only facility that houses girls who are locked up, and there's only the 40 beds, whereas there's many of these types of living arrangements for boys and juvenile guys, and so definitely that's more prevalent. But anyways, so once they end up being committed to Marler, they assess them as far as what level of school they're in. They accumulate all of their high school or middle school credits, and they kind of see where things lie for them academically, because they end up starting to take high school classes once they get committed. And so I had the privilege yesterday, on Wednesday, of attending their, I think they said 27th graduation, since they've been doing the school program for the last 12 years. So I think 6 of the girls ended up graduating, getting high school diplomas. One of them got her GED, and then there were 4 college students that got awarded yesterday as well. And so it was awesome. So basically the girls come in, they start taking high school classes, math, science, social studies, English. The goal is to get them a high school diploma and to educate them, because we all know that education is power, and it opens opportunities and potential. And so they're very passionate about getting these girls something that they may not be able to attain outside of the facility. And just the joy that their families were there yesterday, the principals, some of the board members, one of the senates, or I guess the Senate of Colorado was there. And so it was just a huge accomplishment, and getting to celebrate something that they worked so hard for and nobody will ever get to take away from them. And so then my question was, well, then once they end up graduating high school in the program, what do they do while all the other kids then continue to take classes? And so they have options at that point. They can start to figure out what they want to do and who they want to become. And they actually have an agreement with Red Rocks Community College, since we are in Jefferson County, and so they offer the girls the ability to, I'm assuming, take online classes. And so one of my friends that I'm pen pals with, she was awarded yesterday for having a 4.0 for her first semester at college. So she took 3 classes this last fall and aced every class, and we are just so excited to see that they have potential and they have dreams that they want to pursue. And another girl is like a handful of credits away from her associate's degree, and she's maintained a 3.67 throughout her college courses. And so these girls are motivated, and you know, it can be really good for them to have something to focus on while they're there and work for. And then when they end up doing their time and getting out, they can actually say they have college credits, they've graduated high school, some of them will even have an associate's or a bachelor's degree, and it's just a huge, you know, accomplishment for them. And so anyways, so then we went yesterday to graduation, and then saw the girls all dressed up and their hair was done, and just one of the girls, a different one that I write and have built a friendship with, she actually gave like the commencement speech yesterday, and she was the first one that I built a relationship with when I visited, because she came up to me right after I spoke in August or September and just started pouring out her story and telling me about herself, and we built a connection, and she just said that she wanted to be like me someday. She wanted to share her story and to hopefully help other people who are going through things like she is. And to see her get on stage to give an amazing, encouraging, inspiring speech was just, I mean, of course I was crying the whole time. And I think I was probably the only one there crying, of course, but it was just, it's beautiful to see. And so then we went back tonight for Bible study, and I showed up and the girls were still at dinner, and so I actually had quite a 15 minutes to myself on one side of the pod and just taking it all in, the silence, because once those girls come in, they never ever get silence. It is always, there's always something going on. And so tonight actually it looked to me like there were 2 of the girls who were in a relationship, and I don't know if they got in a fight or were breaking up, or both of them were crying and upset, and you know, it just causes a lot of tension among the girls. And so as they came back from dinner, several of them were just like, oh my gosh, I need to come to church, I need you to pray for us, like we have a lot going on. And so it's just good to see them when they come in and they're anxious and they're angry and they're upset, then to come to church and to just have a voice and get to talk and pray and read. And these girls are just amazing. And so by the time we leave, you can see that they have a sense of peace and comfort as they go back into these situations. And I mean, imagine 40 girls living together all the time. I mean, can we say sorority house drama? It's just, like I said, relationships and fights and, you know, moodiness and everything in one. So it can be very exhausting for them, especially if they want to stay out of the drama, but they constantly feel like they're being pulled into it. And so I just ask that you keep praying for them. They really do want to make the right choices. They want to follow the right path. But we know, even as adults, that that's not always easy. And so the fact that they're reaching out and that they're trying their hardest is just so awesome. And last thing I'll say is one of the girls, she actually shared with us that she was going to be released in a week. And it's kind of like a secret, because the other girls can get upset and maybe dog on her, make her feel bad, try to get her in trouble so she can, you know, end up staying longer. Or I don't really know all the reasons why, but it's kind of a confidential thing when they're going to get out. And I will tell you that out of the couple girls I know who are going to be released back into the community soon, they're happy, it's exciting, but they're scared. They are intimidated to enter back into the world that basically you know, their choices got them there, and they're just scared that they're going to fall back into the same habits and addictions. And so we just want to lift them up all the time as they, you know, want to become productive people in society. They don't want to end up back here again. And so just keep praying for them and praying for us volunteers as we go there and just open up our heads or our ears and listen and take it in and love them through it. So if you guys have any questions about the whole thing and the, you know, just anything that you're curious about, feel free to ask me when I'm doing these videos, or feel free to message me and ask me questions, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. I love you guys. I hope that you have an awesome night, and sorry if this video dragged on super long. See you next time.